Let's move on to Charleroi. They went 7-2 in their 9-game schedule, 5-2 in conference. New coach Brady Barbaro comes in, and he's working with a lot of returning starters, but a lot less returning production. They graduated 8 seniors, and all of those 8 seniors were basically their entire, offensive weapon cabinet, and their quarterback. They're just bringing back wide receiver Brendan Shannon in that category, but as far as on the offensive and defensive line, everybody's back. And this offensive and defensive line, obviously, they don't have a Division I player, but they kind of have the same depth as a Wash High did last year. Have a lot of key pieces that can affect the quarterback. Two of those is going to be, Mario Selashai and Dylan Edwards. This is a new coach, a new team. They probably are putting in a new freshman quarterback this year in Mason Magella, or putting Brendan Shannon at quarterback and trying to use his mobility a little bit. What is Charleroi going to look like this year? Is this kind of more a rebuilding year for them?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is a rebuilding year. Charleroi had an incredible last 3 years. Of course, Gino Pellegrini, past couple years was the quarterback. He's at Robert Morris now. He was an incredible athlete. And last year, having athletes still like Legend Davis. Legend Davis is now at Clarion. Those athletes have definitely helped rebuild and revitalize this program. The thing that's hurt Charleroi, I believe now this is their third coach in 3 seasons, or third coach in 4 seasons, something like that. So that never helps. Especially, you got a new game plan, new offensive style, new defensive style. That never helps, and there's no camaraderie, with the kids and the coaches, because it's not like these coaches are off the same staff. And not like what we had like at Carmichael's where Coach Cruel resigns and Ron Gallagher, the defensive coordinator, becomes the head coach. This is something, these kids get a new guy, a new face every year that, no familiarity with. And they've been fortunate enough to have the athletes to overcome that. A good coach steps into a good situation. You look at Brian Hansen and West Green last year walking into the powerhouse that was Ben Jackson and Colin Walker back there. So that was nice. But unfortunately, this coach at Charleroi this year, he doesn't have that good situation. He doesn't have Legend Davis. He doesn't have Gino Pellegrini. So it's gonna be a rebuilding year, definitely in Charleroi.
I'm a little worried that they might get confused because when you look at how talented this defensive line and offensive line is, that's going to keep you in games in this division. When you look at other teams like Waynesburg or Beth Center or Fraser, I think the athletes in the trenches that Charleroi has are just on another level compared to those three teams. So if those athletes in the trenches keep them in games, it could lead them to make decisions that are more in a win now mode than a rebuilding mode. And I think that's a little worrisome, I think, if you're a Cougars fan, because when you look at the potential at new quarterback like Mason Magella, getting him in there for reps is going to be important for them, getting him experience. So I kind of hope they kind of look at this as more of a rebuilding year, even though they're so good in the trenches. That might just be like an added bonus. With all the production, why wouldn't you start a freshman quarterback back there?
Yeah, absolutely. There's things that come to the game though. Freshman quarterbacks, you don't necessarily like that situation. No varsity experience. It's just the same as a rookie quarterback in the NFL. How is he going to do? Now, obviously, the talent level is going to be a lot different at the NFL than it is Double A and the WPIL. But still, it all goes for the same, but then again, if you start him as a freshman, if you're looking at how I think Charleroi is going to be this year in a rebuilding year, you know, they have that freshman piece of quarterback. He's going to be your guy the next 3 years to build off of and build your team around. So that doesn't always look so bad.
Yeah, the one game I have them having it as an importance for them is going to be September 18th, home against McGuffey. Charleroi is always a pretty difficult place to play, fans or no fans. So if McGuffey going in there early in the year, strong defensive line against, McGuffey has a lot of returning starters on the defensive line and offensive line, but I don't think they're quite up to the caliber as some of the Cougars guys. So if they're able to, sneak that, come away with a victory, that would be huge for them.